get this terrible party started.
Let's get this terrible party started. Good one, too.
Thanks, man. Welcome.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome, mothers.
Welcome. Well, no, it's not Diary of a Wimpy Kid Month anymore.
Why can't we say it anymore?
Okay. Hello, lovelies. That's a little...
Is that your best Dan impression?
I was doing Matt Watson doing a Dan impression.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brian Wecht.
Okay.
That's their impression of Brian
I thought that
Wecht.
was Brent.
It's like, what is that? I've got a dirty penis. Something.
Brent's smelly penis.
Brent's smelly penis.
And time. That's the quickest demonetization that we've ever had.
I mean, we weren't getting
Not that we're
monetized.
getting paid anyway.
Well, eventually.
Welcome back, mothers. No.
Welcome back to this episode of
Yes.
the podcast, which I
Yep.
forgot for some reason. Ty and Jimmy
Great.
Talk.
Jesus Christ, dude.
My brain's just a mess at the moment for some reason.
Full of Ninja Sex Party lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. And just full of... We're talking about NSP. We're talking about Ninja Sex Party.
NSP.
So if you don't know who Ninja Sex Party is, they are a comedy duo.
Yes.
Band now, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, they have been for the last 8 years, I guess.
Yeah, well, they're still a duo.
Yeah.
Twerp is technically only their backing band.
Yeah.
That's what it says on Wikipedia. I checked.
You've done your research.
I did my research. I read the first paragraph on Wikipedia about who these guys were.
You read up for the podcast.
I did, yeah.
Nice. But yeah, so if you've ever watched Game Grumps, Dan Avidan is one of the members of Game Grumps and
Yes,
has
indeed.
his band, which is Ninja Sex Party.
Yes.
So we thought this would be a really fun video for us to do because we both love Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of our origin
A bit,
story.
yeah.
A bit.
Yeah, well, I mean...
It is.
It is, yeah, I suppose. I tie it with Super Mega, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for when you get to that. 'cause
Yeah.
That's going to be funny. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. Do you want to talk about your history, I guess, with Ninja Sex Party? Because you've been
Absolutely.
listening to them. You wrote down a whole like timeline.
I did, yeah. I
I
actually
think
did.
I kind of did as well, yeah.
I actually did write a timeline because I have been listening to them for like more than a decade now.
Oh god, it has been, hasn't it?
I mean, yeah,
Well,
their first album came out in 2009.
It did.
Yeah, NSFW came out in 2009.
When did you start listening to
About
them?
2013, which was when
Yeah.
Strawberries and Cream came out.
Was it really like a 4-year gap? 2009?
Oh no, 09 is sorry. 09 is when they released I Just Want to Dance.
Yeah.
09 is when they started releasing songs.
Started, like,
but I don't
YouTube
think
videos.
NSFW came out until 2011.
Yeah, I'm just checking on Spotify
Yeah.
now, just so I can fact check you before anyone else does.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, but they started releasing music in 09. I Just Want to
Yeah.
Dance came out in 09.
That was their first video.
That was their
I-
first one, yeah.
Man, what a throwback.
So I started listening to them proper in like 2013,
Yeah.
roughly. I was watching Game Grumps because I'd been watching Game Grumps since the beginning with John and Aaron.
Yeah.
And
You're an OG Grumphead.
I am. I've been watching since because I was a JonTron fan before Game Grumps. So like
Same.
I found Game Grumps through JonTron's
Yeah.
channel. And I started watching. Well, I was still watching Game Grumps when John left, and
Yeah.
Dan came on, and obviously I'd been watching Steam Train, so I knew who he was.
The show's like dropped off since Dan joined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard that, dude. But yeah, so I started watching like the Dan Game Grumps stuff as that was going, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy's pretty good. And then I started to really like love him as a co-host when like when everyone did when Wind
Yeah.
Waker started.
Yeah.
That Wind Waker series was like
It's so
the best. And so I started listening to NSP. I have distinct memories of sitting in like physics in high school in
Yeah.
like year 11, and me and one of my friends, he showed me Dinosaur Laser Fight, and we were listening to
yes.
it on his fucking iPod. We were listening to Ninja
Not
Sex
an iPhone
Party.
back then?
No, we didn't. I mean, I had an iPhone, but he only had an iPod.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. It was one of those
Yeah,
situations.
you're one of those guys, yeah.
I only just gotten my first iPhone.
Yeah, fair.
and it was like a secondhand iPhone 4 or some shit.
I think we were the same. I think,
Yeah.
I only got my first phone end of grade 12, which was an iPhone. It was my mum's old iPhone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, nice. Thanks, man. But yeah, so we were listening to Dinosaur Laser Fight from
Yeah.
their first album, NSFW, which, as it turns out, is actually Ninja Sex for Women.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I sort of like came into that at the same time as Dan joined Game Grumps, and so it was like the same sort of. I think like a lot of people probably
Yeah.
found NSP when Dan joined Game Grumps.
Yeah.
I remember when Attitude City came out in 2015. Like I remember that because
that would have been cool.
I was in my first year of uni, and
Yeah.
like it had just come out, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Like
Yeah.
it was so cool. Like that was when I was fully on the bandwagon, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and then a year later they did Under the Covers, which like I think it wasn't on my Spotify Wrapped because I don't know if I was using Spotify at that point in time. I must have been.
Was Spotify Wrapped a thing?
I don't think.
Then? I don't think it was a thing,
so.
yeah.
If it was though, that album and specifically their cover of "Everybody Wants to Rule
Yeah.
the World" would have been my number one song.
It would have been mine as well.
Hands down. I already loved that song so much
Yeah.
before they did the cover of it.
Yeah.
But that cover, it makes me like feel things, man.
It's whenever I watch the music video for that, I get really
the
emotional.
music video makes me unreasonably emotional.
I don't even know why.
I don't either.
Like I think it's just a very I can't put it into words.
It's
very,
like-
heartwarming, just very I don't know.
To me, it gives sort of the same vibe as like the reason why I listen to like Japanese city pop from like
Yeah.
the 80s. It's sort of like nostalgia for something that you've never truly known.
Yeah.
It's like FOMO to the biggest extent, but for something that you've never known, but it's also nostalgia for it. And
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's just like wishing for simpler times.
Yeah.
And whenever I listen to Under the Covers, the first album, I think of like, man, shit
That whole
was,
that
shit
whole
was
album.
simple.
Yeah,
like
when you listen to that or
back in 2016.
Yeah,
I guess also at the same time, like when Attitude City came out, The Hit came out just before
true,
that, the
it
Twerp
did,
song.
yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this Twerp band is pretty cool too. And so I started listening to Twerp at about the same time when they were just dropping random EPs.
Yeah.
Became a really big Twerp fan, like
Yeah.
from that as well. Like, yeah, I don't know, like, and from there, like every album as it's come out, like been there on release day, like the Under the Covers albums, especially 1, 2, and 3, all on heavy rotation when they came out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's basically me. Like, I started listening in high school.
Yeah. Right.
Have been following them for, like more than a decade now.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah.
The time's flown by.
I mean, and as we're recording this, their next album, These Nuts,
Would have just come out.
Is out, yeah.
Which sucks because I don't really want to talk about it. I guess.
But so this podcast is coming out after the album's out, but
Yeah.
we're recording it before it's out.
Maybe I'll just say it like in the anticipation that it's really good. It's really good.
And then
Check it out.
If you want to say again, like it's not as great, I can just cut in whichever one is relevant.
NSP albums are always really good. So
They are.
I won't have
They
to,
are
I won't
actually.
have to say that.
That's
So,
true. That's so true, dude.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, so that's basically me, to be
okay.
honest.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been a decade.
It's been a decade.
Yeah. What about you? What's your origin with NSP?
All right. My history with NSP is a bit more recent. So like I kind of watched Game Grumps a little bit back at school. So that was like 2015. So I got into JonTron around 2013, and I watched Game Grumps a little bit afterwards. But 2016 is when I really got into Game Grumps. So that's when I first like moved out, and like moved out of my family home, moved to Brisbane and everything. So when I first moved to Brisbane, I was watching Game Grumps a lot, and obviously Dan is a host then, so I wanted to see what he was all about and what this Ninja Sex Party thing. And when I was getting into them, I think it was just after Under the Covers came out.
Yeah, which was early 2016. Was when that album came
like
out.
I started listening to it close to my birthday, so that was late March, and it came out early March. So it had been out for like a couple of weeks. So I was listening to, what was it, Take On Me, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, the Michael Jackson song, which I can't remember.
Rock With You.
Rock With You.
Were you a Rush fan at this point? I can't remember.
No, I became a Rush fan because of
Subdivision.
Subdivision.
Me too, yeah, which I think we talked about,
I think
yeah.
we've talked about. So yeah, I won't.
Subdivision's that cover is just
That song, it
fucking
absolutely
outstanding.
slaps.
Yeah.
I think when I first heard it, I preferred it more than Rush's version.
Controversially, I think I still do.
I think I still do.
No, I think I hold them both in equal esteem.
Yeah.
I heard NSP's cover and then I heard Rush's and went, oh, this is trash.
Yeah.
But now that I've listened to Rush, I'm like, okay, I have a much bigger appreciation for that now.
I think I like them both for different reasons. I think I like NSP's just because of the higher production. Obviously, it wasn't produced in the early 80s. So
Yeah.
you can hear the guitar a lot more, which is cool because it's a cool
nice.
guitar line.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, I listened to the Under the Covers. I had that on repeat. Like, I absolutely loved it. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I hadn't listened to it actually that much before Under the Covers. Weirdly enough,
Yeah.
I heard the song before, but I was like, yeah, okay. Became one of my favorite songs of all time,
Oh,
and
big
it
time.
still is.
Big
Like,
time.
it's on like a party playlist that like my sister has. So whenever she's had parties in the past, that song somehow comes up. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
it's Ninja Sex Party. That's nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I listened to Undercovers a lot, and then I started listening to Attitude City. So I was like,
Yeah.
I should probably check out the actual stuff.
Comedy stuff. Yeah.
So I think the first song I actually heard was Cookies. Funnily enough,
Cookies.
that song goes hard.
It does
like the
go
metal
hard.
section of it.
Yeah.
And then I listened to Road Trip,
Yeah.
Dragon Slayer, Attitude City,
Samurai Abstinence Patrol.
That goes
Fucking
hard.
love that
But those
song.
those first three songs, I listened to on hard repeat. I'm like, these guys are funny, but actually these songs kind of
The
slap
fucking
really
opening
hard.
line of Samurai Abstinence Patrol in the tall skyscrapers of ancient Japan lived two great warriors, a dude and a man. Like, it's so fucking good.
That's so good.
Just tickles me.
It tickles you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Tickles me, dude. It's funny.
Tickle me, Tyler.
It's funny.
That's funny stuff.
Funny stuff.
Danny and Arnold.
I love those guys. I miss Kevin.
I miss his Puerto Rican ass. Is he Puerto Rican?
This is a lot of
These are deep cut
Game Grumps references if you are Game Grumps people. Man, I want to watch that Kirby's Dream Course playthrough again.
I actually was I actually put on 2016 best of last night.
Man.
Funny stuff.
Man.
Funny stuff.
That year. Because that was also...
It's their golden year.
2017 was Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
That playthrough was fucking great.
It's so good. No, 2016 had like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that's right.
Had the other Link series. I think it's
Yeah.
like the CD one.
The Zelda CDI games are so good.
Kirby ones, which obviously had the Barack Obama.
Anyway, we should do a Game
Yeah,
Grumps
yeah.
episode.
I think we should, yeah.
But yeah, which is so meta.
yeah,
Because they're
that is meta.
YouTubers. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've been listening
Yeah.
since
So
Under
what-
the Covers, basically.
Yeah.
So what, 8 years?
8 years. Fuck. I
Yeah.
hate that. Just as long as I've been living in Brisbane, which is
Yeah.
a weird thing to think about.
Yeah, true.
2017, that's when Under the Covers 2 came out.
Yeah.
That's when I was really getting into Rush. That came at a good time of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously I really love listening to Limelight.
I like Limelight a lot, again, because
Yeah.
of that album. Oh, and also Madrigal on the first album, which
Yeah.
I really like.
I didn't realize that was a Rush song until I
Yeah.
started listening to Rush. I'm like, oh, they did two
And
Rush
then,
covers.
which one did they do on Under the Covers 3?
Did Closer to the
Closer
Heart.
to the Heart, that's right.
Yeah.
And then also on Dan's acoustic album with Super Guitar Bros,
Time Stand Still.
they did, well, no, they did Time Stand Still on the second one. On
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one, he did the back section of Cygnus X1.
Yeah,
The se-
Hemispheres.
yeah.
He did the
Yeah, the very last section of Hemispheres,
Yeah.
Cygnus X1
Yeah.
Part 2. Like, yeah.
Man,
Um,
that's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Good
Uh,
stuff.
And it's beautiful, and he uses it as the closer for the album.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I'm sure there's another Rush one on that first album too. He's done a lot of Rush.
He's done a
covers.
lot. Yeah, do you think he likes Rush?
Nah,
Nah, not with his like 10 million Rush shirts.
no,
No.
not at all.
So yeah, when Under the Covers 2 came out, it just came at a good point because I was listening to Rush, but I was also playing Mario Odyssey because that had just come out.
Yeah,
So-
because Under the Covers 2 came out in October of that year,
Yeah,
I believe,
something
which
like
is when
that.
which is when I got my Switch, which is
Yeah.
when Odyssey came out, which is
yeah, that was a good time, and I think I had like just finished uni for the year as well. So
I
was
had just
chilling back.
graduated my first degree.
There you go.
So yeah, that's why I bought the Switch. I bought it for myself
Yeah.
as a graduation present.
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And yeah, and I was listening to NSP while I was doing it.
Yeah. So I just want to jump back to Undercovers one because that just came at a really, I don't know, a really good time in my life because I was just turning 18. Like I just moved to Brisbane, so it was a kind of weird time for me as well. But I remember I have like memories of going to the Bunya Park Mountains and I was listening to that album. I was
Yeah.
also getting into WoW. That was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Good
that.
one, dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to be a WoW head back in the day.
Explains so much
What do you mean?
about who you are as a person. Of course, you played WoW.
Explain.
Neckbeard.
You're the one with the neck beard.
Actually.
I shaved.
Actually. Holy crap, Lois.
Holy crap, Lois. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because it's a very important
that,
album for me.
That first album, that first Under the Covers album, when I was living in my second place out of home,
Yeah.
like I moved in with some friends and I moved into another place after that, like a share house, and it was like a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom deal. I had my own bathroom, like my own ensuite,
Oh, that's
basically,
nice.
and like and in the afternoon, the afternoon light would come in through the bathroom window. and as the sun was setting, it just gave it this really. It was just light enough that you could still see, but it was just bordering on dark.
Yeah.
And so many times I would take my portable speaker in there, start Under the Covers 1,
Yeah.
and have a shower like in the half darkness.
Yeah.
With the Take on Me, Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Yeah.
Moving into Your Love, Misunderstanding, moving
so
through the
good.
album,
Yeah.
just while I showered in this half darkness,
Yeah.
and it was just the most peaceful, wonderful time.
Yeah.
And I did it so often.
Yeah.
And if I'm ever feeling super overwhelmed or like everything's too much, I'll make a point to shower as it's just getting dark, and I'll put that album on a portable speaker, and it just it's just so
That's so chill.
soothing.
Yeah. That first album is just so chill and relaxing, but like you said before, it just brings you back to simpler times.
It really does. It truly does. And NSP in general brings me back to simpler times.
Same.
Yeah.
I had a similar experience when I was living at my the first house when I moved to Brisbane, when I my room had a little balcony.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
used to I'd have the blinds pushed back so all the sunlight would come through, and I had a desk in my room with my TV, so and I had my bed facing the TV, so I would just play Mario Odyssey with that album on, and just lie back in my bed with all the afternoon light coming in. I'm
Fuck yeah.
This is chill. This life doesn't get better than this, buddy.
The Under the Covers albums are just
Yeah.
so good. I was saying for the first 2 albums, I was like, man, you know what song would go so hard on these albums?
Yeah.
Dan's vocals on Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yeah.
Which is a song that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, imagine if they did that. And then they
they
did
did.
on Under the Covers 3.
Yeah.
Oh! So I wrote down as well, Under the Covers 3 might be my favorite just for song choice alone.
Yeah.
Owner of a Lonely Heart, Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. Fucking banger.
We
Nights
Built
on
This City.
Broadway by the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
We Built This City, Closer to the Heart.
Yeah.
Their cover of Don't Fear the Reaper, where it starts off soft and acoustic, then it
Yeah.
drops in. Oh my god, dude.
Well, it's orchestral. They have the strings and the cello at the start.
Yeah.
I analyzed that song for a project.
and then it drops into the actual full instrumentation. Oh god.
That was that bridge part when it
Yeah.
goes. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. I love that song,
so
and their
good.
cover of it is just astoundingly good.
amazing, yeah.
That was also the album that had Down Under on it.
Oh, true. They played that in the Australian
When we saw them
live.
Valentine's Day 2019.
We'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah. But yeah, if I had to rank the 3 Under the Covers albums,
Yeah. Okay.
I would rank 3, 1, 2.
I'd go 1, 2, 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I like 3 more than 2. But on number 2, they do have 2 of my favorite covers. Africa,
Yeah.
because that just goes too hard.
Yeah.
And also, fuck, what's the name of the song? I was listening to it on the way home.
Limelight?
Once upon a time, once
Oh,
when you
yeah.
were... oh my god.
Wildest Dreams.
Wildest
Yeah.
Dreams by the Moody Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. It's a great song.
I love that cover so much.
Yeah.
And I loved the album commentary and
Yeah.
them talking about that song.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, Moody Blues is hard because they're pretty boring instrumentally, so you've got to make it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good cover. They smashed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I think that 3 is the best song choice album. I think the
Yeah.
songs on there, they really picked the best songs for Dan's voice for Twerp's
Yeah.
instrumentals. Under the Covers 1, probably just underneath it for me.
underneath, yeah.
Literally just. And then Under the Covers 2 is just under that for me as
Yeah.
well. Because my favorite cover of theirs, other than Everybody Wants to Rule the World, is probably Your Wildest Dreams.
Yeah.
And that's Under the Covers too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to rank them, but if I had to,
That's how you did it.
I said I would rank them, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, it's hard to rank them.
He just
like
did it.
I was asked, like
Yeah.
anyone cares. But anyway,
Oh, people care. I'm sure there's some.
we got to
NFP
rank
fans.
everything, James.
Yeah,
We got to
exactly.
rank
That's what
everything.
a society is built on.
Ranking.
Yeah.
You need to watch Community.
Yeah,
There's an
I
episode
know.
of Community called Meow Meow Beans. Well, it's not called that, but it's about an app called Meow Meow Beans.
Yeah.
Where you rank people on the app, and the elite who have 5 Meow Meow Beans out of
Yeah.
5 become the new elite of society.
This sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
It is. It's eerily similar to a Black Mirror
Yeah,
episode.
it is.
I think Community did it first.
I think
and
they did
better.
too. Yeah.
And better. Community slaps, man. You should watch
Probably.
Community.
Yeah. But I put Under the Covers one first because like that's such an important
Yeah.
album to me, and the song choice are just amazing. You can't beat Take on Me.
Maybe I would put number 1
Yeah.
first. Maybe I'd do 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, like you can't beat Subdivisions. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And just everything else. on
Even
that.
like Jump. A song that I'm
yeah,
not
I
a big
forgot.
fan of in general.
yeah.
Oh, their fucking cover of Wish You Were Here by Pink
Yeah.
Floyd.
Oh, that
God.
is so relaxing.
Damn, that cover is nice. I learned both parts of it on guitar. Of
course you
when
did.
And so I was down in Melbourne in 2017 playing some gigs with some friends and like
Yeah.
doing music stuff down there. And one of the guys I was staying with, who was like friends with the girl that I was like touring around with, he's an amazing guitarist. I don't know if he still plays or not, but I think he still does down in Melbourne. I think he still gigs around. And I was at one of his gigs. It was like an open mic thing, and he was hosting it, and he was playing as well. And sort of like it was in like a pub, and we were in the front part of the pub where everything was playing, and then in the back part was like a dining room, which was all shut down for the night because everyone was just in the pub. And he and I went back there after his set, and both with acoustic guitars, and we played both parts of Wish You Were Here together. And he was under the assumption I knew it because of Pink Floyd, because that's how he knew the song.
Of course,
I knew it because of Ninja Sex Party. And so I was playing it a lot closer to how it's played on the cover album. But like, we just sat there and we played and we sang it together, and it was just the two of us in the room and we played. It was just fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
It was,
Yeah, that's
I
so
remember
sick.
that so fondly. I haven't spoken to that guy in years,
You
but
should.
I remember that so fondly. Like,
Just imagine if you had a conversation, be like, "Yeah, Pink Floyd's so good." Like, what are you talking about? Pink Floyd.
he's like, I only know that song because of NSP, and I'm like, yes. But yeah,
Oh my
like
God.
that first album, I forgot about that until like just now. You know,
Yeah.
like that first album is so instrumental for me in so many ways. Like it's like what I listen to relax. That cover of Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Yeah.
That moment of playing like with this other musician who I'd only met like a couple of days
Yeah.
prior, who I was staying with, and then like the next night we got fucking blasted and watched The Room.
What?
Yeah.
You do that to
Sorry, let
yourself.
me clarify. We watched The Room and played a drinking game, and so
Yeah.
ended up being fucking blasted
Yeah.
while we watched it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
What's
I think
the drinking game?
every 3 rules.
Yeah.
You take a shot every time he says, "Oh hi," someone.
Yeah.
Oh. You take a shot every time he laughs. And you take a shot every time someone throws a football.
Okay, you would have gotten fucked from that.
There's a whole sequence of them throwing around a football, him laughing every time he throws it, and then anytime someone walks
Yeah.
past, he goes, "Oh hi Johnny, oh hi Mark, oh hi," like, and so we had to pause it and go, "Hang on,
Wait a minute.
hang on a second, we're gonna die." We nearly
Yeah.
did. Like
Yeah.
it was like fucked. We ate a can of Pringles during the night, and I think that's what saved us. But like, yeah, it. Like,
You threw up into the can of Pringles.
but again, we became like friends in that whole experience.
Yeah.
Because like of that bonding over, well, not NSP, but because of my knowledge of NSP and his knowledge of Pink Floyd, and like how that sort of worked together. I don't know. There's a tenuous
Who
link
would've
there
thought?
somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's what I associate with that song. It's a beautiful cover. I ended up playing it with another friend many years later as well.
Jeez, yeah.
So I learned it on guitar, and I used to fuck heavy with playing that song on the guitar. Like,
I'm sure you did.
if I
buddy.
pulled out my acoustic right now, I haven't played that song in like 6 years. I reckon I could still play it.
Alright, do it.
My acoustic's in the other room. I can't
Yeah,
get
we'll just add it in post.
do 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 do
nice.
do 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 do. I was
Perfect
doing the
stuff.
harmonics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing both guitar parts. You're vocalizing both of them. Good stuff, dude.
Anyway.
It's not as relaxing when you sing it.
They should do Darude Sandstorm.
Yeah, they
dude.
should.
But yeah, I think. Do you want to add anything else about their cover albums before we move on to their comedy stuff? Because I feel like we should talk comedy.
Yeah, let's
stuff.
move on to the meat and potato of their content.
Second album, Strawberries and Cream, least favorite.
Yeah,
I'm putting that out there up front.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
it's-
Strawberries and Cream fans.
it definitely is. I think there's just not a lot of like really good songs.
There's nothing
Yeah.
as memorable on it as the other two of their. I'm okay. Looking at their pre-twerp albums,
Yeah.
NSFW, Strawberries and Cream, and Attitude City. Strawberries and Cream just isn't as memorable.
No.
Except for the fact that it's got FYI, I Want to F Your A,
Yeah.
which I think is their finest piece of comedic work to this day.
I would say No Reason Boner is probably the funniest.
I think
thing they
No
put out.
Reason Boner, FYI, I Want to F Your A,
Yeah.
and Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
If you had to pick like top song from each album of those first 3 albums,
Yeah.
that's what I would pick.
I don't know if I can. I don't know. 6969 is a banger of a
See,
tune.
I love 6969, but I prefer the level up version.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's no contest.
But, like,
that
yeah.
one's so much better.
Except for the vocals on the part that Aaron did. They just sound they sound worse to me on the level up version.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as menacing. I
No,
don't
it
know.
sounds way more menacing on the original
Yeah,
version.
Well, I liked is it Michael Starr
From Steel Panther.
Steel Panther? I
Yeah.
liked what he did on the original one more
Same.
as well. Yeah,
I liked the original vocals for that more.
Yeah.
But in general, obviously, production-wise, instrumental-wise, the version on Level Up is just superior
Top tier,
in every
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Those first 3 albums are incredible, though.
Yeah.
Like, for what they are, considering it's all, like, just fucking Brian playing the keyboard
Yeah.
and everything else is, like, MIDI sounds.
just like home produced.
Except for the drums on No Reason Boner.
Oh, is that?
That's an actual drummer.
Oh, really?
I looked it up today. I was looking at
there
the
you- there you
personnel
go.
on each album.
Yeah.
There's an actual drummer on No Reason Boner.
What drums are there in the? Oh,
It's sort of like got like a bossa nova
Yeah.
vibe in the background.
Yeah.
Bit of Lorfe. Don't you notice how I get quiet when there's no one else
Damn, dude.
around? It's bossa nova. Do you know any?
I know.
Lorfe?
I know bossa nova.
Do you know any Lorfe though? Do you know? She's really good. Her music's fucking incredible.
Okay,
Beautiful.
I'll have to listen to it.
It's really good. Oh my
Yeah.
god, her album is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
She just won Best Album at the Grammys, Best Artist at the
Oh, did
Grammys.
she?
Won something. I think she won Best Album
Oh, there you go.
for Bewitched. Fucking gorgeous album.
Yeah.
I hope she comes here.
I hope so too. I guess.
But yeah, I don't know. Those first 3
Yeah.
albums pre-Twerp, I love them.
Yeah.
And I love that they did Level Up and sort of leveled up those tracks
Yeah.
with Twerp's backing. I'd love to see a Level Up Part 2.
I would love to, because like the first level up is mostly Attitude City songs.
Yeah, which I'm not mad about.
No.
Because
definitely their
Attitude
best
City is
album.
their best of those original
Yeah.
3, and my favorite overall in general.
Well, out of every album.
yeah,
really.
Attitude City still stands as my favorite.
Well, that's like the album that sort of got them into some sort of
Yeah.
popularity.
And that's
I
also
guess, yeah.
the first album that I heard like as it came out, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I was around listening to them when their first 2 were out already, whereas Attitude City is my first like, yes, I'm going to listen to this on release day
Yeah.
sort of situation.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
but I think it holds a place in my heart for that. But also, I think it's just the best songwriting.
Yeah,
Dragon Slayer, Samurai Absence Patrol, Road Trip, 6969,
That song
obviously,
is
Butt Sex
iconic.
Goldilocks.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
Butt Sex is too cold. This butt sex is too hot.
that's an underrated song.
It's a great song. Daddy, do you want some
Goldilocks.
cookies? Like, or whatever she. And his mum interrupts the song.
Yeah.
Like it's butt sex Goldilocks. It's a great. It's got cookies on it
Yeah,
as
it
well.
does have
Obviously,
cookies. It's got,
peppermint cream.
Yeah. That album's just all killer, no filler.
Yeah, it's incredible, and I think
Yeah.
that's why it's my favorite.
What else is on that album? I
It's-
think you've listed everything.
I think
but
I listed other than the intro and outro, Attitude and City.
Dubstep.
Dubstep's great.
Oh, Party of Three. I love Party of Three.
Party
That's a great track.
3 is so good.
The video for it's hilarious.
And can we talk as well on NSFW? Objects of Desire
Yeah.
is incredible.
That's so
like
good.
incredible song about a
Yeah.
guy who's fucking that girl's furniture.
Just like fucking the door and fucking the
Oh
couch.
my god.
So good.
Oh my god. And like other shout outs from the first couple albums, Sacred Chalice Part
Yeah.
1 and Unicorn,
Unicorn
Wizard,
Wizard.
both on Strawberries and Cream.
Dinosaur Laser Fight.
Obviously.
Iconic.
Yeah, I want to talk more about that when we talk Level Up and the live
Yeah.
show and everything.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, those first 3 albums are just incredible.
Yeah, If We Were Gay. You
Oh.
couldn't make that song anymore, but
Oh, okay. Couldn't back in my day. Yeah, you really couldn't though.
You couldn't.
That song is
yeah,
a piece of
it's
history now.
of its era.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm just gonna go to the albums, just go through some tracks.
Yeah.
That are some of my favorites. The NSP theme song.
Oh, NSP theme
So
song is
good.
outstanding.
The level up version of it's great.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. Did they open their concert?
They did. They opened every
Yeah.
concert with that.
Yeah, good. The Decision. That's an iconic
I like The
song.
Decision.
And part 2 is just as good.
I like part 2 a
Yeah.
lot. Sex Training is a great song on there.
Yeah, Manticore. Manticore. Manticore.
Oh my god, and the fucking plot twist. Like that it's you who were killed by the Manticore.
Yeah.
It turns out you're a zombie, now I'm scared. It's not like there wasn't enough on my mind with the Manticore. And then the Manticore! It's just like starts belting out. It's fucking incredible.
Fantastic.
Oh, there you are.
I will say, I think, not like I love the most recent albums. I love them to death.
Yeah.
I think the first three are better in terms of just pure comedy.
See, this is what I want to talk about as well. Like,
Yeah.
Cool Patrol and The Prophecy,
Yeah.
I adore, but not as comedy albums per se, just as albums.
Yeah.
Because you've got songs like Danny Don't You Know, which is funny,
Yeah.
but holy shit, when I saw them play it live, I cried like a baby. Like,
Yeah, see, I don't think that song's not funny for me. It's more of like it's a nerd anthem.
that song is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's like funny bits in it.
Yeah.
But like, and the video is really good with Finn
Yeah.
Wolfhard. And like, it's a funny track, but
Yeah.
it's like, it's heartwarming.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It gets me emotional
Like-
so much. That video, especially at that moment where it says like you're a spandex butterfly of
Yeah,
the night or
spandex
something.
butterfly for life, yeah.
Oh, just that whole sequence.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful song. And yeah, seeing it live, like, just nothing compares to that.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
Feeling that atmosphere, like when they played it live.
It was amazing.
And yeah, seeing them play it on Conan,
Oh yeah, they did do that.
their television debut, and they
They,
played that.
they tried
song,
doing
yeah.
it's that part near the end.
The DANNY. And
Yeah.
Brian's got the
Trying
palm
to-
cards,
yeah.
but they were upside down.
Yeah,
So good. So good.
that's funny.
I still choose to believe that was a choice and not an accident.
I know it wasn't, but yeah.
No, I think it was.
You think it was?
I think it was. I think that's fucking funny, and I think that's something they would do.
Yeah, that is
To
funny.
add some visual comedy to the song that's a bit more serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, those first three albums, in terms of actual comedic value,
Yeah.
bangers.
Absolute
And
bangers,
especially
yeah.
the music videos, and especially the music videos for their first album.
Yeah.
Because, like, you've got, like, If We Were Gay, and
Yeah.
then right at the end, Brian kills him, and Danny falls down the cliff.
With
and it's
a dummy.
and it's this obvious dummy hitting the rocks, and Dan's going, ooh, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just dubbing over noises of, like,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh, ow. And it's fucking hysterical.
It's really funny.
They really leaned into the no budget aspect of their
home
music
video.
videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is obviously that's what got them popular.
Yeah.
Because it's hysterical.
Yeah.
If you haven't if you're someone who listens to NSP and you haven't seen the music videos for like I Just Want to Dance or
Yeah.
If We Were Gay or
No
any of
Reason
their
Boner.
first album. Yeah,
Yeah.
No Reason Boner. Holy shit.
That is top
Like
tier.
the production value or lack of production value on those videos is hysterical.
Well, there's one point like in the No Reason Boner where he's like, "Why have you forsaken me, Lord?" But like it's like he's dark and like the background's dark or something. I can't
Yeah.
remember exactly, but it made me laugh so much.
It's so funny.
So good.
No Reason Boner is fucking hysterical.
It's so funny, but I just love like the bossa nova kind of music behind it.
three kinds of erections. I love that we're getting the third part of the Boner trilogy on
we
these
are,
nuts.
true, yeah.
After Heart Boner.
I love that.
Which also, like, so I wanted to talk about this as well with their last two albums with Cool Patrol and The Prophecy. A shift into songs that seemingly start out very genuine.
Yeah.
Something like Wandering Tonight.
Yeah.
Where, like, it starts out very beautiful and genuine.
Yeah.
And then it gets funny.
It gets fucked,
And
yeah.
that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's this actually beautiful song. And, like, Heart Boner.
Yeah.
It's like, if you just listen to that track without the lyrics, like, even
Very
with
like beautiful track,
it's
yeah.
gorgeous. It's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. But he's singing, I've got a heart boner for you. My love is stiff and true. Like, it's so funny.
It's good
because it's so
stuff, yeah.
genuine.
Yeah, it
And
is.
that's what kills me the most. That's what I love the most about their stuff.
Well, even songs like Orgy for One,
Oh, Orgy for One
Eating
is
Food
so
in the
good.
Shower.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Eating food in the
Yeah.
shower is top tier. Even something like Cool Patrol.
Yeah.
I love Cool Patrol.
Cool Patrol's just iconic. Just
Yeah.
for like the music video, I've got Markiplier, Super Mega,
Yeah, Jacksepticeye. Yeah, incredible.
So good.
I think that was actually very early on in me watching Super Mega, and I was
same.
watching Super
Yeah.
Mega. Obviously, just Let's Plays, so there was no visuals of them.
Yeah.
And then they were in the music video, and that didn't click for a while.
Yeah.
I think I was watching one of their vlogs later on, and I was like, "Oh shit, that was them!"
yeah.
Like,
I knew of Ryan because like I had been watching Syndigo. I knew of Syndigo from high school.
Syndago,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew of Ryan. I think at that point I was like slowly watching. I knew of Super Mega.
Well, see, I'd never seen Syndago. I'd only seen Blonde Boys, and obviously they don't look the same in Blonde Boys. Like they've got wigs and shit, but like, it took me a second.
Yeah.
Man, I could do a whole podcast
on Blonde
breaking
Boys.
down Blonde Boys.
We
and
should.
How perfect that song is, and how fucking hysterical. Like, I could tear that song to shreds and still find it funny.
It's the best piece of YouTube media I think I've ever seen in my life.
Actually, I was gonna ask, can I stay at your place tonight? My dad's got Ghost Club in the Woods again, and there's no sheets on my bed. Well, of course you can. Showing pictures of the KKK. My dad's got Ghost Club in the Woods tonight.
I said the glove didn't fit. He didn't do it.
He didn't do it. The glove didn't fit.
Sun-kissed hair like a can of soda exploded.
Do you know it? The sun-kissed hair like a can of soda exploded and coated my head in golden like molten lava flowing. The blonde beauty is growing. LeBron's envy is showing because his
girlfriend's the one that I'm blowing.
Why did I suddenly turn into Lin-Manuel Miranda in the middle of that?
Sounds like it.
Sun-kissed hair like a can of soda exploded and coated my head in golden like molten lava flowing. Why could I suddenly do an alright Lin impression?
Because it's like kind of close.
I am not throwing away my shot. That's actually not bad.
Good stuff.
That's not. Roast me in the comments if that's bad, but I don't think that's that bad.
No, that was pretty good.
Sun-kissed hair. Sitting in the tub, man. I'm hard as a gun.
What's that line that Ryan says?
Which one? SPF 100. I hope it's in stock because I rub it on my nips and the bell end of my cock.
I've never heard of the tip of your cock being referred to as your bell end.
Bell end?
I never heard of that before.
Oh, see, I watch a lot of British comedies, and so like that's like all they say.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking bell end. I remember my.
Hi, I'm Ethan, and I'm 14.
Oh my god! If you haven't seen the Blonde Boys music video, that is required viewing. If you're a fan of this podcast and if you're a fan of like us, all two of you, and you haven't seen Blonde Boys, holy
Stop
shit!
This video.
No, don't, because the retention graph won't like it.
Watch the whole thing.
Watch it and then go and listen to Blonde Boys. It's not on Spotify or any streaming services anywhere. No. So don't. If you find it on there, don't listen to it because it's not an official upload.
No. Go watch their YouTube video. Syndigo still.
Go watch the YouTube video from Syndigo. That is just, and also the video is fucking hysterical.
It's top tier.
Like the video, the way it's edited together is just.
It's produced so well.
God, that song is like. If I ever make anything half as good as that video and that song in my life, peaked. Like, holy shit, it's perfect.
It's so
miss
good.
you, Daniel. Like, holy shit, man. I do miss Daniel.
How good would it have been if he was still alive and was doing things with Ninja Sex partying Game Grumps now?
His music was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, have you listened to his EP?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking gorgeous,
he
dude.
Was a really talented
incredibly talented. And just damn, man. Like, I think about that all the time. Like, if he was still around and doing shit with Game Grumps, NSP.
Imagine.
Or like Syndigo would probably still be going, but with Matt as well.
Yeah.
And like, man.
Yeah. Oh man, Syndigo would have been huge.
Man, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things, like when Super Mega had that like controversy, and there was one comment that was made where apparently Matt had said something like about Daniel, like about his death, and like that boiled my blood more than anything else. And like obviously the whole situation was shitty. Yeah, but like
you don't bring that into this.
Miss that, man. Like I wish I had like discovered Syndigo before he died. Yeah. Although that probably would have made it way worse. Yeah. Being a Syndigo fan and then him passing away.
Well, I'd only started watching Syndigo just before he passed away. Wow, I didn't watch Blonde Boys, but I watched like the Wharf Stash videos and stuff like that.
That videos are so fucking good, dude. Anyway, Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah.
That got real for a sec.
I want to talk about all the twerp albums.
Yeah.
And then
both of the twerp albums. There's only two.
Both of the two. And then I want to talk about the concert.
Hell yeah.
Just before we go into these albums, it is a godsend that they have twerp. as and Jim Roach, who's producing these albums
And
now.
Jim wrote a lot of songs as well on
did he?
Cool Patrol and I think The Prophecy. Like,
Yeah.
Jim wrote like 6 songs on Cool Patrol, I think.
Like the lyrics, or
Yeah. Or like, I think I don't know if it was lyrics, but I think he helped with instrumentation,
Yeah.
like with Brian. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, Jim as the producer, like, and again, this is one of those like unsung, like, Jim Roach as their producer is like just as vital to their success as
Yeah.
Twerp, as Dan and Brian. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I don't love his production stuff as much on Shadow Academy. That's a conversation for
Yeah,
a different day. But
like White Whale. Oh, like
White Whale
all
was
of that
good,
album.
but-
White Whale was probably the only one I enjoyed it's the one I enjoyed the most production wise. But yeah, it didn't hit the same for me. But yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but the other albums, it is so good. The production on it's amazing. And obviously, if you have, like, I only started getting into Twerp when, like, Cool Patrol and Prophecy was coming out. And, like, I've gone and listened to their albums now, and they're fantastic. Like, I understand why you got this band now as your backup instrumentation, because it's
I just
outstanding.
love that the only reason they discovered Twerp was because they Googled bands with party in the name, and they found Tupperware Remix Party, and they went, hey, these guys are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts.
That's insane.
And it's a match made in heaven, because Dan, especially for, like, Under the Covers, Dan has such a good 80s voice.
Yeah.
And Twerp play 80s, like, synthwave music.
Exactly. So, like, that first
me.
album was just perfect pairing.
And,
Absolutely.
like, having them as the backing on... It doesn't make it hard to listen to the first 3 albums for NSP, but
I think it does.
It does a bit, though.
I think it very much does.
Because, like, man, the step up between Attitude City and Cool Patrol, holy shit.
It's a difference here. Like, Attitude City, I can go back and listen to it. It's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
First 2 albums, it's very hard to
Yeah.
go and listen to them, because Cool Patrol and Prophecy are just
Well, like,
top tier.
I mean, like, Cool Patrol has some of my favorite NSP songs ever. So, like, Danny Don't You Know is just
a classic.
incredible. You've
Yeah.
got songs like First Date.
Yeah.
I love First Date.
It's an underrated
fucking
song.
funny as hell.
Yeah, I love
and
it.
just great.
Yeah.
Heartburner.
Yeah.
Incredible. Mansion Party. One of my
that-
favorite tracks of NSPs.
It's so groovy.
It's
That's
so
such a groovy song.
Now let's watch 2 pandas fight. You really have to agitate the pandas to get them engaged in combat. They're very docile by nature. I've laced their bamboo. Like,
Yeah, that line got me.
the chaos then of, like, when he's like, you know, can't stop, won't stop dancing
Yeah.
through the night.
Yeah.
And then the final chorus is can't stop, won't stop running for my life. Like, because the pandas have
Yeah,
escaped
they've broken
from the
loose.
Pandagon. Like, it's fucking funny as hell, dude.
It's funny stuff, and they're just like, they're still singing, but there's all this chaos happening in the
Can't
background.
stop, won't stop, non-stop, running for my life. It's a mansion party.
This is
Like-
the precursor to Barbie.
It's so funny, dude.
It's so good. Like, Cool Patrol, the song itself,
Yeah,
really
Cool Patrol's a
groovy.
great song.
Orgy for One, I really...
Yeah.
It's just the thing with this album, it's a very, like, rock,
Yeah.
like 80s rock.
Well, that's why I like
90s
First
rock.
Date so
Yeah.
much, because it's got that doon 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 doon
Yeah.
doon doon doon. Like, it's got that real nice guitar riff.
I love it. It's so good.
This is the album with GFY on it. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I love that track.
I love Romance Novel.
Oh, Romance
Man,
Novel's
that
great. Yeah.
It's funny. Was the penis nuts.
Penis nuts. Yeah. Actually, it's a legume. Like, there's one more on there that I'm thinking of.
My favorite. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
NSP songs. It's my favorite from this is Release the Kraken.
Yeah, that's
Man,
it.
that goes hard.
Oh my god! And when they toured here, and they did release the Kraken,
Yeah.
and that
Brian
was
got the
like the
Kraken
little
head
hand. He's
on.
like, "Hey guys, it's me, the Kraken." It's so funny.
That's so funny. It's good. That song just like goes hard. Like the instrumentation
Yeah.
on that, like the metal.
It does.
It's so good.
It reminds me of Cookies as well.
Yeah,
with
but
the
like
metal, yeah,
produced well.
or like shredded metal from Strawberries and Cream,
Yeah.
which yeah,
Like it's an actual song.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just goes hard.
But and then you've got like as you move on from that album, like you'd like level up again, like with the production, with the songwriting, with the lyricism into the Prophecy.
Oh my
which is
God.
just like you've got songs like Do Math With You. The instrumentation
funny.
on that, like the way that it's produced as well. Holy shit, man.
It
That
is
so
a sexy
good.
song.
It's so sexy.
Yeah.
And then like you've got other songs like Wondering Tonight.
Yeah.
Which
Beautiful
is just gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
we said, like it starts off real sincere.
Yeah.
Then tonight, I wonder who is slamming you tonight. And you're like,
Slamming
whoa,
you.
hang on, what?
Was it slamming your I can't remember what
Like,
it says.
oh,
It's
and then it
something
goes
funny.
on like, whose balls are you gargling
Yeah,
tonight?
who's,
Like,
whose balls are you snuffing?
Snuffing,
Something,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
welcome to my parents' house.
That's an absolute banger.
To my parents' house.
Me and my partner like will put that song on all the time, like in the car.
That
or something.
was
so jazzy.
Immediately my favorite track off the album.
Yeah.
I would say that's my favorite track off the album.
Really?
Yeah, I think it might be.
It's also in the credits of a Bad Mouth episode.
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth. Whatever.
Bad
It's not a
Mouth.
good show.
So the light behind you's flickering.
Yeah, so is yours.
Huh.
Huh.
Why are all the lights flickering? We're gonna figure this out real quick,
Hey,
then we'll
who
come
turned out
back.
the lights?
Dude, that wasn't funny. I'm gonna figure this out. We are back. We figured out the lighting problem.
Yeah. The
not
Vashta
really.
and Narada are gone.
Thank God.
Don't worry about them.
Not really a problem if you're an audio only listener. But since the video's on Spotify now as
it's
well.
true. It's your problem now.
Got to make sure it's your problem too, Spotify. Apple Music, get fucked.
Damn.
But yeah, so like, Welcome to My Parents' House, probably my favorite song of the album. I love I Don't Know What We're Talking About.
Yeah.
Holy
That like
shit, that's
that
funny.
like Queen parody halfway through.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I'm
Good
pretty
stuff.
sure you're telling me about your new job. I'm not absorbing anything. Smile and nod. Like, it's so funny.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The wishing bear.
The
that's
wishing bear's
funny.
great.
That's a funny skit. The decision part 2.
Yeah.
That goes hard.
What's the bedtime song?
It's bedtime.
Yep, that one.
That goes hard
It's
as well.
bedtime is so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny, but like the guitar, heavy guitar riff goes so
So
hard.
good, man. And then obviously Mystic Crystal.
That's my favorite NSP song of all time.
I think as their long songs go, they're 2 long songs. I still think I prefer 6969.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
The level up version.
Yeah.
But man, if Mystic Crystal isn't just like an inch underneath it.
It is top tier.
It is incredible.
It came out late 2019.
Yeah, sure.
And I had that song on repeat because this was like peak Rush obsession at this point.
Yeah,
so I
and
heard
so-
this
yeah.
song. I'm like, holy fuck, this is just like a Rush song,
yeah,
but like with,
obviously very Rush inspired.
yeah, but like with modern day production. I think it's their best song.
It's what I imagine Rush would sound like if they
Yeah.
were still making music in
Yeah.
the 2010s and 2020s.
When they made
Clockwork
one album-
Angels was
yeah,
2012, right? Yeah.
But no, it's just like the instrumentation on this is just it's impressive more than anything.
Yeah, I agree. I think it
and
is too.
The music video, like the amount of production that went into that is insane.
Yeah, it's like animated sections and incredible,
Like,
incredible video.
I've got a Mystic Crystal. Well, I've got the shirt.
You're
if
wearing
you
the
can't
Mystic
see
Crystal
it.
shirt right now.
I've got a poster at home because I think I bought
Yeah.
something for that. Great stuff.
Great.
No, this is my favorite album of all of theirs. I think just every song is just top tier. There's no filler like whatsoever. Like even their skit songs are just fantastic. The production on it
Yeah.
is great. I remember when the song first came out, I finished a close at the restaurant I worked at. I came home and I was sitting in bed. Mario 3D All Stars had come out on Switch as well, so I was playing Mario Sunshine. And then I had the biggest nervous attack that I hadn't locked the doors at my restaurant.
Yeah.
So I limed all the way back at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus.
They were locked. I did lock them
Yeah.
because I'm a fucking idiot and didn't remember.
Yeah, it
and
sounds
then I
right.
came back and I listened to the whole album on repeat like 2 or 3 times over.
Yeah.
Played Mario Sunshine. That was
So good.
that was a good night.
Yeah,
I
man.
had a great time. But no, this album, even just for Mystic Crystal alone, it's top tier.
So I think for me, if I had to rank the albums,
Yeah, okay.
I think I would still personally put, I don't know. I think tied for top spot for me is Attitude City and The Prophecy.
Yeah.
And like
cool.
just below it is Cool Patrol.
Yeah.
Like just below it.
Yeah.
To the point where I actually wrote Cool Patrol as my top album on this piece of paper.
Yeah.
But in talking about it, I'm like, no, actually Prophecy is up a spot. Like
Yeah, it's
I
top
forgot
tier.
how good that album is.
It's really good. I'm probably going to listen to it right after this.
Same, yeah.
I read a ranking right before we started recording.
Yeah.
So number 1's The Prophecy.
Yeah.
Second is Attitude City.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it's just the fun. I think it's the funniest album.
Big time. Yeah, that's like if you're talking like production, Prophecy. If you're talking
Yeah.
comedy, Attitude City.
Yeah.
And then like a mix of both of those things, like for top spot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I got Cool Patrol third because really good
Yeah.
production, but it's still
Same.
pretty funny. Just,
And then NSFW, then Strawberries and
Yeah,
Cream.
yeah.
I would agree completely.
Yeah.
I would also probably put Level Up in second spot if we're counting.
yeah. No, yeah, I'd put it there.
Yeah.
Because it's their best songs from the first 3 albums. And
Mostly Attitude City.
yeah. And
So
like they're the funniest ones.
I'd
so.
put Level Up there.
Yeah.
If we count it.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'd
where
count
I
it.
would put the Under the Covers albums in there, but to me they're different things.
I think they're different. I think they're
Completely
you
different.
can't compare them. They're just different beats, and it's just like it's cover songs.
exactly
It's not like
exactly.
yeah. I wouldn't rank them. All right, before we wrap up, I
Yeah.
want to talk about when they came here in 2019.
Valentine's Day.
It
2019
was
in
Valentine's.
Brisbane.
I keep forgetting.
I got serenaded in the front row of the NSP concert to Heartburner on Valentine's Day.
I took my partner to that concert.
I went
It
by
was a great time.
myself in the VIP section. I did the meet and greet before, well, not the meet and greet, but like the Q&A beforehand. I was like I was on the barrier.
Yeah.
I made friends in the line with the people who I was standing there with for like 4 hours before
Yeah.
the show. We all stood together at the concert.
That's
got a
awesome.
selfie together.
Nice. Put it there. if you-
No,
if you
because it's
still
got
have it.
other people's faces in it.
Just blur them out.
Well, then what's the point? Then what's the point?
Just to prove that you actually no, you've got like a whole post of photos. from that.
I took too many photos at that
Yeah.
concert.
I want to get to that post.
I was
sec.
using my my Google Pixel 3 because that was like the phone I had at the time. The night camera on that. Holy shit, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's incredible. My wallpaper on my phone is still
Yeah.
a picture of Danny from that concert.
Yeah.
In the middle of I don't know what song it would have been. It had blue light. It might have been Dinosaur Laser Fight
Yeah.
actually when they did the piano ballad version of that song.
Yeah.
Made me cry.
Yeah, so fair.
Never thought that song would make me cry.
Yeah.
Danny Don't You Know made me cry.
Yeah.
I was really upset they didn't play Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Yeah,
I didn't
was
expect
really,
them to. I didn't expect them
I was
to.
hoping for it.
But they played Down Under, which was cool.
Yeah, that was cool because they hadn't announced that was coming on the.
No, they hadn't.
I think they probably just added it onto their.
When they came here.
Album, yeah.
Yeah.
Like before we talk about the concert a bit more, I just want to say because you got. First of all, we didn't know each other at this point.
No,
Anyway, but you got VIP tickets.
I did.
And I hate you for it.
I got to do the Q&A with them beforehand.
Yeah.
I was this far away from Danny and Brian
Yeah.
doing the Q&A.
I hate that.
Yeah.
You rub it in every time. And I almost got VIP tickets. I was in the car and like the tickets got announced and everything. And I was
Yeah.
about to buy them, but I was like, nah, I'll just wait until I get paid. I'll wait a couple of days because it was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I went to go get the tickets and they were sold out.
I was dog sitting for my mum and she didn't have I forgot to ask her for the Wi-Fi password, so I hotspotted my laptop
Yeah.
to get tickets the day that they dropped, which would have
Yeah.
been like December of the year prior.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was December. Okay, so I think I was there for like Christmas or something. I don't know. I think it was December of the year prior. But I had to hotspot to get tickets. I got VIP tickets right as
Yeah.
they dropped. Couldn't have been happier. Because also, I was such an enormous Twerp fan as well.
Yeah.
So to have Twerp as the opener.
Yeah.
And they played Life Party, which is my favorite Twerp song off Together Through Time, and probably just my favorite Twerp song
Yeah.
in general. And hearing that live was incredible. And then hearing Danny Don't You Know live in the
Yeah.
next set, holy
It's iconic,
shit, man!
yeah.
It was
Such a good night.
the best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah. I hate
And I've
that.
seen Nickelback live.
Have you actually?
I have, yeah. They were my second ever concert.
Oh, really?
I went and saw Coldplay in 2012.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw Nickelback the next night.
Damn.
Yep. Back to back. And I had to go to school both days.
Jeez.
Went and
you
saw
would've been
Coldplay
wrecked.
and then went to Nickelback. And you know what? They were both fucking great.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
But yeah, NSP and Twerp, seriously the best show. Like,
Yeah.
I got a signed NSP and signed Twerp poster from that show.
Yeah.
And
I've
then
got
also the signed Game Grumps poster from when we went to
Yeah.
see them. You got the tour
I've
shirt.
got the tour shirt, which is like faded. Because
It used to be white.
it used to be white. It's my bed. I wear it to bed now. It's like my
Yeah, fair
pajama
enough.
shirt. I don't know how well that's capturing on the
It's
camera.
probably not.
I'm just
because-
gonna put it
Great.
there.
Good job.
and then there. I don't know.
Great.
And then on the back it has like everywhere they went.
And then so obviously for Brisbane, Valentine's Day 2019,
Yeah.
February 14.
Perfect. Dude.
But yeah, I've been framing. So in the background of your shot now, you'll see some posters for some comic series that I really like. No One and from the Massiveverse in general. I actually bought some spare frames that are the right
Yeah.
size for those three posters for Twerp, NSP, and Game Grumps. So
should
all
put
three
them all
signed.
up.
I'm gonna frame them all. The NSP one, because it's a white poster, I had it on my wall with blue tack. The blue tack bled through the poster, so there's 4 little blue spots in the corners.
Yeah.
Which is upsetting. And
I've got posters.
I've looked at ways to remove the stain, but
Yeah.
I think blue tack is pretty permanent, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at the concert, I posted a big post afterwards of all the photos, and your partner, who I already knew from prior to you two dating,
Yeah, that's right.
I'd been to Fall Out Boy with her before you two had even met.
Yeah.
Just before you two met.
Yeah.
The year that was February the year prior.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah, we went to Fall Out Boy together.
Yeah.
The year before you, like, not the year, but like just before you two met.
Yeah.
And she commented and she was like, yo, we were there too. Like me and my BF were there or something. Like, and like she'd respond to my stories sometimes and be like if I put up something about Super Mega or Game Grumps or NSP, she'd be like, oh, my BF loves these guys.
Yeah.
To the point where I got a message 11th of September 2019.
Put the screenshot here for video.
Blur out her face, I guess.
Yeah. And the name too, I guess.
Hey Tyler, so I've been telling my BF how you went to NSP and are into Super Mega. He's a big fan of both of them and said he would like to be friends with you. And I was like,
what a big mistake
who's
that
this
was.
Desperate bitch. Like, not your partner, you, obviously. And so I replied 2 days later. No, the next day.
Yeah.
Whoa, she messaged me on September 11. I just put that together. Worst thing to ever happen on September 11th. Side note, I've been watching a lot of... Do you know Norm Macdonald, the comedian?
Sounds familiar.
I've been seeing so many reels of him recently.
Yeah.
There's one where he's like, like American Airlines ranked first in satisfaction for all airlines last year. You know what ranked last? 9/11 Airlines. He's like, what a terrible name for an airline. Reminds me of that tragedy. Yeah, and then he goes, and it was a tragedy. And like everyone's laughing, and he's like, why are you laughing? Like, it's so funny. But yeah, and so I responded with, oh my god, for sure, yes, always, all in caps.
Yeah.
Always down for some solid chats about NSP and my sweet moist boys.
Sweet moist boys. Yeah.
I know like 3 people who like Super Mega, so I'm down as hell. I said down as hell twice in that one message.
You were really excited.
Plus, he seems like a super cool person anyway.
No, man.
And then she responded
doesn't age well.
right away with, ha 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 ha. He saw your message and was like, I think that's a Blonde Boys reference. Cry laughing emoji.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll tell him to add ya. And that was the worst thing to have ever happened on September 11th. So yeah, so like that concert and me posting 3 different posts, all with 10 photos each, one of the Q&A, one of Twerp, and one of NSP.
Yeah.
And like paragraphing about how cool the concert was.
Yeah.
That post is what like inspired your partner to be like, hey, I think you two should be friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, kill yourself. Here's an order.
Me or my partner?
You.
That's really... Okay.
It's really like desperate of you to be like, hey, can you message this guy that I want to be friends with?
No, because that's not what happened. No, she was like,
sure, buddy, sure, as if that's not what happened.
No, because she was like, oh, this guy is like is into the same things as you. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
She's like, do you want me to message him? I was like, I mean, you can if you want. He seems cool.
Play it off like you didn't beg her to get to know me.
I don't.
Sure.
You're not that great, buddy.
All right. Well. We have a podcast together,
yeah,
so probably
it's kind of worked out. But yeah, it's crazy.
But then, like, we didn't talk all that much. We didn't talk heaps until 2021.
No, we talked a little bit in early 2020 because you had written some stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was. You posted it on your
some...
story, and you're like, I need someone to look over this and edit it for me.
And
who knew I'd be our editor?
So I can't remember. It must have been early 2020 then, where me and my partner came over to your guys' place for a games night.
That was 2021.
Yeah, so that was early 2021. We spoke a bit during 2020, but not much.
Yeah.
But then when we came for that games night, and it was the 4 of us doing the games night, we left, and I was like, this guy is pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. And then, like, that was when we really started
That's
talking.
when we started becoming friends.
And then end of that year, we were like, let's start a podcast. Like,
no, it was cool because when we first met up, I was like showing you like all my Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo. You're like, whoa, this is awesome. And we both like this. We like the same soft drink apparently.
And our our partners were both sitting there just being like, oh fuck,
like god damn it. And we were just like talking about all this stuff. Yeah, I remember because I gave you like that like the feedback on the stuff you wanted me to look at.
Yeah.
And you never responded.
No, I didn't like the feedback.
Did you read it?
No. So no, because I was like, I don't really know this guy. Like,
that's fair.
Like,
that is so fair. Yeah,
but so like it plays in like so obviously Super Mega being a part of it as well. Like, and then like NSP though is like the reason we met.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Tinder is the reason we met.
Sure.
Bumble, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because I met Nee through that, and she knew one of your friends.
Through Bumble, I believe. Yeah. And then, like, fucking wild chain of
wild
events.
times.
I went to Fall Out Boy with her. She
Yeah.
met you like a week later.
It was literally like a week later.
It was a week later.
Yeah.
And then a year later,
Yeah.
we were both at NSP.
The same concert, the
and then she
same
messages
time.
me on September 11th. Bad day. Reminds me of that tragedy. Why are you laughing?
man.
It was a tragedy.
Stop making jokes about it then.
Fucking funny, dude.
It is pretty
No McDonald. Oh my god. Rest in peace, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking funny, man.
Funny guy. Yeah,
But yeah,
and then we
like-
started messaging, and here we are. We're friends, and we have a
Episode
podcast.
39 of the podcast.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Not me.
No. Well, the only reason, one of the reasons I started the podcast was like kind of, it was for a uni assignment. I was
It
like, I'll
was,
do
yeah.
it with this guy because he's cool.
Yeah, you needed to make a podcast for the assignment. Then we actually sat down and started talking, and we were
Yeah,
like,
like,
hey,
hey.
we should actually do this.
We should actually do this. I think it was like I think that was like the second time we met.
It was pretty fucking
I
soon
think it was
after.
pretty. Yeah, we
Yeah.
only met at the games night thing at mine, and then I don't think I saw you up until we started
We
recording.
probably until we started planning for it. No, I went and played drums for you.
Oh yeah,
Like
you did,
we'd
yeah.
hung out a few times.
Yeah.
I went and played drums for you when we recorded that cover of
That's
The
right.
Pass.
Yeah, the pass. I can put that in if people want to listen to it. It's Tyler playing the drums.
I have
Sounds okay.
I have a video that I took of me playing, so I could.
I've got a photo. of it,
I'll sync that up. Like I filmed the entire session on my phone.
Yeah.
So I could
Oh.
sync that up with the finished product.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually.
Yeah.
I like
a little video.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of our origin story. It's kind of funny when I think about like you had front row seats in Ninja Sex Party, and I was all the way at the back.
Yeah, and here's the NSP graphic novel origin story.
Yeah.
That I have on hand. I don't have part 2 yet.
Is it out?
I'm fairly sure it's out. I'm fairly sure it came out last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that was another ulterior motive for doing this podcast too,
Yeah.
because we're like, oh yeah, like NSP is important to both of us musically, and also it's played a big part in how we met, and like
That origin story. Yeah.
wild. Anything else before we wrap up?
I just want to talk about the concert. I guess I'll talk about it a little bit more. I don't know. It was really good. When they started playing Cool Patrol, I think I cried.
Oh yeah,
That was a
every
great
song
song.
they played, I
Yeah.
was just like, this is unreal.
Release the Kraken was really funny.
Oh,
Dinosaur Laser Fight was great.
where they didn't
Yeah.
have the full dinosaur costume because it
Yeah.
got taken off them at customs.
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
that
that's
was
funny.
fucking great.
Funny stuff. I don't know. It was just so surreal because, like, obviously, we've both been fans of them for so long. It was
yeah.
just surreal seeing. I guess an inspiration. Yeah, I would say.
Big time.
seeing
We both
them in
got
the flesh.
cameos from Dan.
Oh yeah, we did.
We both got
Mine was
cameos.
a lot longer than yours.
Yours was enormous.
Mine was a 7-minute video.
Yeah, I'm so fucking mad. I did mine on the first day that he ever started doing them, though.
Yeah.
So I guess he was inundated and trying to do them quickly. Mine was
Yeah.
like a minute long, but it was like, I just asked for a pep talk because I was
Yeah.
feeling real down at the time,
Yeah.
real stressed out. And he sent me this like pep talk video.
Yeah.
And I watch it all the fucking time still.
Yeah.
This was in 2020, I got that cameo from him.
Oh, true.
I still watch it all the time.
Yeah, I actually got 2 from him. One was for
Yeah.
me as like part of like a, I can't remember, it was like a Valentine's Day gift or an anniversary
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
He sung like one of our songs. That's
Yeah.
she'll kill me for not remembering the name.
Wow, dude.
Elvis Presley song is
Can't help falling in
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
You basic bitch.
Yeah, I know I'm a basic bitch. It's
a good song,
It's,
though.
it's a
It's a
great
good song.
song. So I had Dan sing that. His dog was in the video. That was
wholesome.
great.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have to show it
It's
to you.
wholesome
It's
as
great.
shit.
Yeah.
I watched your 7-minute one though. 'Cause you linked me to it.
I did send that to you. That was really good.
That was great.
Yeah, because that kind of came at a time where I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with myself, and I was sort of struggling with like figuring out what to do with like my music endeavors and artistic endeavors, and it still
Yeah,
helps. I still watch it. 'Cause
Yeah.
fuck, I need it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I still watch the pep talk because I still need it. Like,
It's so good.
Yeah.
We just need one from Aaron now.
I thought about it just to get a matching pep talk
Yeah.
from Aaron because Dan's one was very like, you know, like we have a limited time on this earth. Like you got to make every day
Yeah.
count. And I want to get Aaron to
Aaron's
do a pep talk.
like, you can do this.
Yeah, they'd be like, fucking do it. Like,
Yeah, it'd be so good.
yeah, I've thought about it, but yeah. But yeah, Ninja
So
Sex Party.
That's it, Ninja Sex Party.
God.
Yeah, these guys are so good. If you haven't gone and listened to them,
Hmm.
you absolutely should. Their music's incredible, but they're also both just awesome dudes.
Yeah,
Like-
the loveliest people.
Yeah.
Brian has a PhD in theoretical physics.
He does.
And he left a tenured position at a university to go and play keyboard in a comedy band.
Yeah.
Legend.
Great. absolute legend.
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
yeah, I don't know. They're just one of my favorite bands ever, and
Yeah.
such an inspiration for me. With everything that I do, I don't think I'd be who I am without listening
Neither.
to NSP.
Yeah, same.
We wouldn't be friends, probably.
yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So that's wild. Absolutely wild.
And on that note,
On that note, thanks for listening.
wow.
Yep.
very real episode.
Very real episode. Yeah, very keen to listen to their newest album, These Nuts.
Yes, which is out now as of when this podcast
Yeah.
is coming out, but
So-
we can't listen to it yet in the past.
No. The time doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's not like Doctor Who. But yeah, well, I mean, we might share our thoughts on it at some point.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That might be a fun little mini cast or something.
I thought I was bleeding, but no, I made fake blood today. Thank you so much.
Sure, buddy.
What a way to end with me
Yeah.
bleeding onto my fingers. Thank you so much. Please make sure you're
Yes.
liking, subscribing, telling people about this. Comment your favorite NSP song if you've got one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see
Wait.
you all in the next video. Holy crap.
Holy crap,
Wallace.
Wallace.